Hi guys, welcome in and or welcome back to my channel, Home with Chisty T. I'm Chisty T, and on today's episode of Home with Chisty T, I'm finally sharing this DIY bookcase that I have been holding out for you guys for the longest, and so let's just go ahead and get into it. So if you haven't already, I highly recommend you go over and check out this video right up here. This is where I showcase this bookcase and how I implement it into one of my clients' spaces. But today I want to share the full DIY with you guys on how you yourself can build this. And I will be trying to leave the measurements down below, but this will obviously be specific to whatever shelf that you're using. I don't know the exact brand of the shelf that my client had. I just know that we worked with it and it worked really well. But I do know that you can do this with the IKEA Billy bookcase. And so I will leave that link down for you guys, and then I'll try to leave this color code if you decide that you want to do this shade of green in your home so that you guys can find that for yourself. And as always, I will link as much as possible down below so that you can find it for yourself. Now, as I said, some of you guys may remember this bookshelf from my previous video where I transformed my client's home, and if you haven't already, go watch that video. But this is the bookshelf that we will be working with today, and this is where we're going to be starting with. We're starting with these custom doors, and so for me that meant going over to my local hardware store, Navco. Now if you are not in the possession of tools like me, then you can go ahead and get these cut down. Once you have those cut down, then you can go ahead and attach your trim. So I did go ahead and just use wood glue to hold these down really well. And as you'll see, I used a significant amount of wood glue to make sure that these are very sturdy. And then it was time for a little bit of sand and a little bit of wood filler to fill in the cracks. And obviously, it's time for my favorite part, paint. All right, let's see that beautiful color. It definitely needs a nice good stir, but cuts itself. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove all of the shelves, but we will be sanding everything down with just a good light, just kind of standard sanding to kind of get some of that sheen off, because this is a laminate shelf. And then we're going to prime this. Now if you live in Japan like we do and like my client does, then I can recommend this product for you. So this is a multi-purpose primer paint. This is the spray paint version of it, but they do also sell it in larger cans such as this, which you can roll on yourself. Either one is perfectly fine. I've used it for previous projects before, so I know it works. However, if you are in the States, then you can use the Benz or Zinsser shellac-based primer, which works really great for laminate products. I will leave everything that you need linked below if I can find the links, but for sure if you're in Japan, you can pick this up from your local paint store or even out at Otake in the hardware store that they have there. So as I just mentioned, guys, if you are in Japan, then I do highly recommend this product. It has worked really well so far, and it comes in spray paint and in like a pour paint form as well. Now one thing I will say about this is that it is very strong, so make sure that you work in a well ventilated area. Now, using the same exact paint color that I obviously used for the doors, I'm going to go ahead and paint this shelf. This color, once again, is by far so beautiful, and I did pick this up in a flat matte. You can pick it up in different sheens for whatever your desired purposes are, but for me this just was the perfect product for what I was completing. So I'll insert a picture of what I really wanted to do with this back this back shelf panel. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything like that at our local Home Depot store, the NAFCA store. But I did just pick up a regular, just kind of ply sheet of wood. But if you are in the States, I highly recommend doing like a beadboard behind this. It's just going to kind of give it a little bit more visual interest. I would say by far the hardest thing for this project was attaching these doors. My goodness, they were so complicated to get on. But I ended up finding a new method on Pinterest that I will be leaving a link down below for you guys on how to attach this, because I couldn't catch it on camera with how I ended up attaching it to the I guess it's not really that much of a reel because you guys have already seen that previous video, and if you haven't, don't forget to go over and check that out. But here is how beautiful this shelf turned out. I loved it, my client loved it, and that's all. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. As always, I enjoyed creating this content for you guys. I will like to mention a small caveat about things that are happening here in my life currently. So many of you know that I am moving / PCSing from Iwakuni, Japan very soon. So what that means for you guys, what does that mean? Because last week you guys didn't get a video, and I really apologize about that. However, there are a lot of things that go into the moving process. That some things are unforeseen, some things are planned, some things are just like, it's sometimes out of your control. And in my way of trying to stay consistent for you guys and share content not only about PCSing but DIYs as well, I wanted to just come on and just let you guys know that the next couple of videos will be specifically dedicated to PCSing. This is content that I know families like myself, military families, are needing in this season, which is PCS season, if you didn't know. So I'm trying to get this content out for them so that they can have informed knowledge for their decisions that they need to make coming up. But I promise you there are DIYs coming shortly after that. So I ask that you would bear with me and still come over and watch the content that I'm sharing, and then just wait just like 2-3 weeks to see more DIY content. And I am also going home, so we'll be doing a lot of DIYs there, and I'll be recording that for you guys so that you guys can come along with me for those. So as always, please don't forget, like and subscribe to this channel, like and subscribe to this video. Continue to let YouTube know that this channel is worth watching, and I appreciate you guys so very much. I'll see you next week. Bye.